Greetings again, YouTube, and to the Unlock Academy family on Slack. That's Coach Alex again, and I'm here still messing around with my PC parent test project that's inside of my PC parent service. And in the last video, what I did was I was testing out using key value pairs instead of a list of strings. And what I've done is I went ahead and created my key value pairs over on my authentication class. And let me show you how that works. So key value pairs are very similar to dictionaries in Python, where you have the name of a key and then you have the value of that key. So, and what that does is it allows you to look up a specific key by name and get the value instead of having to go through every one of them. So what I'm doing now is I am going to show you the logic that I put in. So what I did was I changed the signature of my retrieve credentials service, my receive credentials method, both here and on my interface. And then what I'm doing is I'm still going through all of this same logic is the same, but the difference is that I'm creating a key and then grabbing the value and assigning it to that key. So if I want to look up, and then I'm adding that to a list of key value pairs. So this is very similar to creating a dictionary, a list of dictionaries in Python, where you'd have a bunch of key value pairs in a list of dictionary, a list of dictionaries, and you would just go through all of those dictionaries and grab out the key value pairs that you need. I'm basically doing the same thing here in C#. And so I'm going to run this real quick in my test unit and debug it so you can see it in action. Well, it helps if I actually put a breakpoint on there. Debug. So I hit F11 again, hit F10, create my return list, which is my key value pairs list of key value pairs here. F10 down. So again, I've got my username key, my password key. I've got my username results here. Right there and right there. I can rename those too. Now I'm going to store these into my key value pairs. So now if I look in my list, I've got 2 entries in my list, and they're a set of key value pairs. One there and one there. And then I just hit F10, go back. Now I can still see if there's 2 key value pairs in my list, which they are. And then instead of me setting an integer value and then iterating through that and counting up by 1 every time, I just look for the actual key. And when I find the key, I do the test. And then I look to see if the value is what I'm expecting. So if I hit F10 here, so my key value pair that I'm looking at first is the user, and I'm looking for some email outlook.com. And there's my key. There's my condition. If the key is user, do the test. And it's true. Then it goes to my next key value pair. Finds password, says it's true. It's the end of the test, and my test passed. So I've basically tested the ability to store the credentials on my registry. I really don't need this method because I'm not going to use it that often. You'll see it disappeared over there. So I can retrieve the credentials for my authentication service. And I'm going to rename this test method to test send email notification. Save that. And then I'm going to say, like I did up there, assert is true, like so. But what this is going to do is it's going to just go through my code. What I need to do is I need to do a retrieve credentials over in my send email notification class, or in my mail client notification class. So I'm going to grab that right there, go over to my mail client notify class, and then under here, I see that I've got my my email password, which is the password, and my from email, which is my username, basically. So I'm going to set from email. Well, I'm going to do my ENT credential keys equals retrieve credentials, and you see it's got a little squiggly line, so I hit that. It says, hey, you don't have that. So what I need to do is I need to go over to my authentication class and oh, it's a no, it's a list. What's going on here? Oh, I need to make an interface for it. Authentication class, credential keys equals new authentication class. Now I can say credential keys dot I think you can do it this way. User dot no, how are you doing this, Alex? Oh, it's a list, that's why. Var credential, no, credential keys dot retrieve credentials. That's what I need right there. Var cred keys equals that there. Now I can say for each var key value pair cred C keys and cred keys. Let's do it that way instead. Okay. So now, because C keys is going to be a key value pair, I'd have to put the string in there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my username and password by saying from mail if C keys key equals user, then from mail equals C keys that value. Same thing I did on my test, and I'll just copy that and say password, and then instead of saying from email, I'm going to say email password. we go. Save that. So now, instead of having from email in there, I can get rid of this. And wait, I can get rid of that. To email. What am I doing there? I think that's out of order there. To email. That's going to be a test email. No, wait. Subject from email. To email. To from. I think that's out of order. Yeah, I need to put that. That's out of order there. I need to move these down a little bit here. Let's see. There we go. And I've got this if debug in there. So I can put a test email address in there. So I'm going to just put my go. So that's coming to me. We're going to grab the email and the password, what's coming from. There's a subject right there. If it's a high priority. And then of course the credentials would be from email. And then it'll be SMTC password, email password. Is that what I called it? Yeah. Alrighty. Save that. Rebuild it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these two keys real quick. Anytime you're getting ready to do that, you get this little warning box that popped up. I did not show this in the last video, but pay attention to that. And actually, I'm going to delete this key here. Delete that. Yep. I've rebuilt that, and I'm going to pause it so I can put my actual email username and password in there. So 1 second. Okay, so I went ahead and put my actual username and passwords in there. This test won't work anymore, which is fine because it's only a test. And once my stuff was in there, I don't have to do this retrieve credentials as far as like putting my actual username and password in there. But anyway, now I'm ready to test out my email notification logic right here. And let's see if this actually works. So I can hit debug. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and shoot an email. So let me get my email up here. I'll log into my Gmail account because that's where I think I'm sending it to. Wish there was a way to delete all. Yeah, I can. Here we go. Delete. Actually, I can do it this way. I'm deleting old email addresses. I don't check my Gmail that much. Yep. So it's actually going through and deleting all 4,874 emails in my Gmail account. I don't need them all. Looks like it's doing them 1,000. Wow, wow. That was actually pretty fast. Okay. Ooh. Hold on here. Delete. Where did those pop up from? There we go. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm ready to debug through and let's see if this works. So I'm going to hit F11, 10. We're going to grab our credentials, which we did. I went through it really fast. So now it's going to go through and let's see if we can shoot an email out. And now we're at the point where we're going to send a message. If it does not work, it should fall down here into our catch. If it works, then I should be able to log something to my event viewer. So let's see what happens here. Send an email. So now if I come over here, boom, there's my email right there. I can click it there and bam. User logged in at 205409 on 2/29/2020. And then let's see if this is going to log. So I'm going to hit F11, log to my entry. I should come over here and see an event in my log. Let's refresh that. Let's see. That's the 101. But it says from source application cannot be found. So we don't have something set up right in our... I know why. But it says successful transaction. So we know that's coming from our application log. We just didn't do our create a new log. So I'm going to step back through this. I'm going to hide my debug window there. I'm going to cut this part out of the video because it did display my password. So, all right, so let's test that again. So we're going to go through. We're going to do our test. We're going to say debug. Oh, wait. Let's do our write login to event. So we're going to simulate a login. Okay. So actually, let's just write a login method, test method here. Test event viewer login. It's gonna be real easy. I can't remember if it's a void, so do I have that under my logger class, right? Log in. Yeah, I got it there. There we go. Have to put these in the right order. There we go. And so it's not that, it's actually called mock, not mock notify, logger class, mock logger. No, mock logger. And we'll do the same thing here, mock logger equals new logger class. And then I say logger or mock logger dot write that. And then I can say leave that alone. And actually, if I run that test viewer login, this one right here first, I need to move that up there. Let's move this up here. Come on. There we go. Because we're going to do it in the right order. We're going to initialize, we're going to log in, retrieve the credentials, send the email notification, and test, log out. And we're going to say mock logger, right, log off to event viewer. Okay. Rebuild our solution. I thought it puts them in the same order, but I'm not sure. Okay. So let's test our login. Debug. F11. Uh-oh. Didn't like something there. So we've got an error. And what we can do is we can look at this and we can see what the exception was. It says source was not found, but some or all event logs could not be searched. Security state. It's probably because it does not find a PC parent service running. So there's no running service. So we can't really, we'd have to start the service to test this particular logic out. But we know that it's logging to our event viewer, so we're good there. That's something we'd have to run after, we'd have to run these two after. So we'd have to do start the service, log in, log out, and that kind of stuff. But we do know that we can retrieve our credentials. We can run our email, and we can send an email, and we know we're getting emails because I just should have gotten another one just now, which I did. So that's where we're at right now. Is we know that we've got pieces of logic working. Close those. We've got test cases that are working. And how do I want to run that? The easiest thing would be to return a value of Boolean, but there's another way to do that. So we've got our logic in there as far as our retrieving our credentials and our sending our emails. We do know that once we get our service up and running, that we can do a login and we should be able to do a log out based on what we've got going on. So, save that. So we've got most, let's go back to our project and let's take a look there. Where did our project go? Where did our project go? Not there. There. So let's look at our project and see what we got going on here. So we've coded our notifications and we know that they work. We're still coding the user logins. That's just not named the right way. And so we know the notifications work like I said. So I'm going to consider that done. So I'm going to click there. And I'm going to say milestone. Oh, it said I was past due by 6 days. Oh, past due. And I can say close that issue. So it's over there now. I have to do logic for the logins. And then, you know, I never put... It's kind of weird. It's probably because I've assigned myself to them. So let's see if there's a milestone on this one yet. I don't use milestones too often. Okay, so, and it's just tied to the, I mean, it's just tied to the branching and stuff, I believe. So now we've got to use logic to code the user logins, and we've got to be able to look at when the service starts up and the person logs in. Because when the service starts, that's different from than a person actually logging in. A computer can run, nobody's logged in, and the service can still be running in the background. So what we can do is let's close our unit test for now. Let's go back to our main service, view the code. And so we're going to start a timer here, and that's 60 seconds. That seems a bit much. It seems like a really short amount of time. We don't want to check every minute because we don't want this log to build up too much. Not sure what we want to do there. Yeah, I'm not sure what we want to do there. Actually, I'll move this up here. Oh. Equals. Alex equals. All right. So we want to put you up there. And then logger notify. Send email notification 1. That's the login. Actually, let's do that down here. Oh, it's already down there. There. I need to do it twice. Boom. Log the login to event viewer. Okay. And we're going to do a try catch on this. And if it blows up, send, nope, notify dot, no, logger dot write exception to event viewer. Logger dot ex that message. There we go. So if it doesn't start, and actually let me put that in there too. There's an issue starting up the timer. There we go. And here, I put another catch there. We're going to do some stop logic here. So what we'll want to do is we're going to start our timer. Here's our timer logic here. We're going to start the monitoring activities there. And down here, this is going to be the logger dot write transaction to event viewer of basically what they've got going on. And so then, and we're probably going to change that, but what's going to happen is look for C# search running processes. So one of the things that we can do is I'm going to grab this right here and put this into our dev list of links. So one of the things I look for is how old a piece of code is, and when it's posted, like this is 2008. It's what, 12, 13 years. So I like to look for things in the last year. So here's one right here. So these are different processes here. I think I've seen it done that way. So let's do that. This is last year, 2019. So let's do that. Let's grab the processes in here. And we should get a yep. That, system diagnostics. What's this? And we don't want to write to the right line because we're writing to the exceptions to the event viewer. So for each process, what we're going to do is we're going to look for a specific process. And since this is a list of processes, get processes, and we can look for if a P process name equals, is that a string? Yes, it is. Equals Firefox. Let's say contains Firefoxes. We don't know what it's going to be. Then we want to do some logic here. Where we are going to search through that process and see if we can determine the tabs that are in that process. So let's look for C# get tabs from Firefox. boom, there it is right there. 2017, about 3 years old. It says you can use the window name. You can print window name using runtime interop services. I don't like that. There's got to be another way to do that. Well, there is a data exchange link that allows you to grab. Oh, no longer maintained. looks like that's not going to work. So let's do in the last year like we did before. So there's that one in 2017. Here we go. Nope. It's got to be. Oh, wait a minute. What is this here? Window.open. Oh, that's for JavaScript and jQuery. Okay, never mind. Well, I can always just scrape the screen that they're on too. C# screen scrape. So what screen scraping does is it allows you to scrape what's on the actual web page that you're looking at, right? It didn't seem that intense though. I thought it wasn't that intense. Yeah. What is this Watton? I wonder if that's on the GitHub there. There's got to be a I wonder if there's a screen scrape library for C#. Yeah, there's one right there. I don't know about all that. There's got to be a NuGet one out there. So this one uses XPath with JSON. Last updated 3 years ago. We're not gonna worry about that one. I want something that's been updated here recently. YouTube videos, we don't want that. What's this one right here? Let's go to the URL and see what it looks like. Yeah, that's not gonna work because that actually steer toward a URL to grab information off of. So that's not what we want to do. What we want to do is we want to get open Firefox tabs C#. There's got to be a way to do that. Looks like this might be the way we're gonna have to go here. I don't want to use that, but Because if I right click on this and I say task manager, and I bring up my task manager, it doesn't tell you what's in there. See? Doesn't really, it just tells you how many windows you got open. I got quite a few windows open, obviously. Well, let's try that and see what we get. Let's create a function for it, though. Let's create a function for it over here. We'll call it a new class, add class. And we're going to call it browser sniffer class. And let's copy that. See what happens here. There's our process. Yep. And single process. What is that coming from? Single process. Not seeing that. Did he mean single browser? Where is that coming from? Single process. Main window. See, this is why this kind of stuff doesn't help, because he doesn't tell us. I don't know. See where the single process is created. I don't know where that is. Main window handle. Let's Google main window handle. Process.main window handle. Let's say process. Let's see what he's got going on there. Bar process equals if process for each bar proc in process. Proc dot. There we go. Proc main window handle, get window text length, blah blah blah. My anal retentiveness is taking over here. There we go. Chrome, Firefox, Explorer, Safari, Edge. Okay. All right. Let's try to run that and see what we get. So we'll go back over to our unit test. We'll create a method for it. Test method. Void browser test. browser sniffer. And up here, we're just gonna we'll go back over to our browser sniffer and we'll create a interface for that too. Boom. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. No! What the heck is going on here? Oh. Let's not make it static. Oh, because it's a static class. Alrighty. Well, if that's the case, we'll have to do this. And I can close that. And browser sniffer, and put you in there. You're gonna night lock that. Hit you. Yep. Okay, save that. So that's a static class because it's all it can change. So print browser tab name. Print browser I just want to debug into that. Rebuild. Didn't blow up, so that's a plus. Debug. No, press debug. Yeah. Debug. Excuse me. F11 into this. Uh-oh. So it looked for Chrome. Nope. It looked for Firefox, and it's there. Proc main window handle. I'm not really sure what this is doing here, but instead of doing this console write line, var I'm gonna do that. Let's do this instead. Rebuild. And debug that test. It should stop right here. F5. Yep, there we go. 10. Nothing there. Microsoft Docs, Mozilla Firefox. So let's see if we've got something called Mozilla Firefox on here somewhere. Microsoft Docs. I think I do. Maybe not. Let's see. We'll keep going here. 10. Nope, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. I'm not understanding what this is doing here, so I might not use this logic. Uh-oh, it's out of there. It's looking for an Explorer, which it's not running. It's doing Safari, which it's not running. Opera, which I don't have. Edge, which I don't like to use. I'm not sure what that even did. Not even sure what that did. Let's run that again and see what happens here. Debug. We'll hit F11 and go into the code. So it looks for Chrome first, not running. Looks for Firefox. It finds Firefox. It goes through each of the processes, and there's 12 of them running. So if I go to Task Manager, go to Firefox, there's 12 Firefox instances running. And I get the main window handle, bar text. Not sure what this is going to do. Oh, wait, okay. So there is our first Firefox window name. Let's keep track of these here, shall we? So that's our first window name. Let's see if it actually does this. 10. Nope. Oh, wait. I wonder if I see what it's doing. It's grabbing the active window in Firefox. That's what it's doing. Yeah. The rest of them are going to be blank because they're not chosen right now. So if let's stop debugging. Let's go to our tutorial. We should see tutorial, create a Windows Service app. Let's debug this again. Because this is what it was before. It was the Mozilla Firefox one. F11, F5, and then F10 should say, oh, yep. So it goes through all of the Firefox tabs. If that tab is selected, it then displays the text of the window that you have selected. If not, then what it does is it just says there's nothing on the screen because there's nothing displaying because you don't have that one selected. So I'm wondering if I can do this. I can say text equals new string builder int length window text length. Let me change this code a little bit here. I see what he's doing here. And I can say if length greater than 0, then do all this logic here. Because I don't care if the window length is nothing. +1. Yeah. And so up here, instead of this being a void, we're going to return a string. Say string return string equals string.empty. And then if there's something in there, then returns, we put the return string in there and return ret string. I see what he did there. Okay. So, and I don't have Opera and Safari, and I don't have those. So I can save myself some trouble. Okay. So now what I can do is in my unit test, since I'm going to be returning a string, let's test this out and see if this works here. Key value pairs .NET Perls. C# key value pair examples .NET Perls. Let's write that down. We're going to test this out. C# key value pair examples .NET Perls. Thanks, PERLS. .NET PERLS. Perls. I believe that's how that is. Yep. Copy that. So I've got this one selected. I'm going to say assert is true. We're going to, no, is our equal. I'm going to say we're expecting that, comma. We got that back. Let's see if this works. Rebuild. Let's test it out. So hit F11, F10, come through. We're going to look for Chrome first. Chrome's not running. Firefox is running. We're going to look for each process. And if the length is greater than, we're going to get .NET Perls Mozilla Firefox. We have to have that on the end of it. So it's not going to equal one another. Paste that in there. Save that. Let's redebug this. F10, and it was equal. What do you know? That worked. All right, let's switch our tutorial. Now, here's what we can do. We can say, we can return that right there. Var browser active browser tab equals our tab name. And then we can say, instead of doing an R equal, we can say is true. And we can come in here and say active browser tab contains YouTube. So let's go to a YouTube channel. And we'll just, you know, I don't know. Uh-oh.
Well,
And we'll pause that because I don't want to hear Mike Valenti right now. He's worth the listen, though. He's hilarious. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let's debug this again. And I don't know if it's case sensitive. It might be case sensitive. Let's see. No, yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see if it is. Let's do it this way. YouTube dot to lower. We'll just make it all lowercase. Now, let's save that and let's debug that. Of 10. There we go. So it's going to detect the browser window that they're on, and if it contains YouTube, it's going to return a true if I do it this way. So then I can look for specific websites. Let's see. If I go to Pandora.com, it says Pandora in there. Let's grab that. Pandora. Comment that one out. Save that. Start that. Oh, no, we can't do that. That's not a service. Oh, undo. We're browsing this. Debug. ten. Yep. So that actually works really well, I think. There we go. So what we can probably do, I can go over to that Stack Overflow page and I can do this real quick. Not right now. I'm going to mark this as an answer. Oh, wait. Can I not mark this as an answer? I thought... you could... Gosh. Stack Overflow. You gotta love them. These guys are brutal at times. I was trying to get a guy to props, but I guess that doesn't work. So, okay. Well, this guy got props, so I'm going to copy that and put that into our dev links there. There. Grab internet. grab the active browser windows. There we go. And actually, what we should do is create a list of strings in there. I'm over an hour again, y'all. Doesn't like that. Yep. That needs to be a capital L. And then browser windows. Add. Actually, I should do this. Let's turn the browser sniffer into a list of strings. And then come over here and say list string return list equals new list strings. And we've got a string there. Return ret list. We're going to say, instead of ret string, we're going to say ret list dot add that text that's in there to our list. We can get rid of you. We return that. Go back to our unit test and say for each var browser window in Windows. I'm going to say is true. Contains BW dot to lower contains whatever we want to put in there. We could have a list of sites that we would pull from, and we would just pop it into there all at one time. And then in that, copy that. Actually, what am I doing? Var browser windows equals, boom. There we go. For each, and if I wanted to get a list of, I guess I could, instead of doing this, I could do string get phrases of interest, and then in here list of, you know what, instead of doing it that way, I can say No. Public. Let's come back to that. We're way over our time here, so we're going to go ahead and end this. I think next what I will do is I will create a list of keywords that I can look for and loop through, excuse me, in my functionality over here. I would put that here and see if it catches any of those. And if it catches any of those, then I want to do something. So, alrighty. As always, God bless. See you later. Peace out.